No one likes bill shock. Do you ever feel like your employees forget that there's a budget? That's until reality sets in, and then there's that bill shock. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to save money on your monthly mobile bills. Tip number 1. Make sure your employees know their fair use policy. It's important to let each user know exactly what's included in their allowance, because one user could be very different to the other. If you are a Numa customer, we highlight this in your welcome letter exactly what the fair use policy is. If you're unsure, you contact your network and they will inform you. Or check the contract that you signed. Make sure your users understand what is covered before they start using their mobile phone. Tip 2. Understanding your out-of-bundle charges. Whether your users are on a single or a shared plan, you need to treat them as individuals. Analysing each user's monthly spend helps you to work out if someone needs to go onto a higher tariff. Some account managers are surprised to learn that you cannot put a cap on an individual user. For example, let's say on a shared account they have 50 gig of data with 5 users. That's 10 gig of data each. Wrong. Not all networks allow you to split the data up per user. If one user in 1 month uses more than the share, then the 4 users that are left behind have to purchase more data. That while the networks should prompt you when your data limit is close, they may not always get this right. It is important that each user keeps an eye on how much they are using. Tip number 3, upgrading and increasing tariffs. You may have heard that you can only perform a tariff change on a line that is increasing in price and not decreasing. This leads some companies to believe that putting a user on a lower tariff will be cheaper in the long run, when actually, this isn't the case. For example, if a user is using 4 gig of data each month, but they're actually only on a 2 gig tariff, they're having to purchase a 2 gig data bolt-on each month. If your 2 gig data allowance each month is costing you £22, and the 2 gig extra data is costing you an extra £12.50, in the long run it's cheaper to increase your tariff to a 4 gig at £24 than keep adding the data each month. Now, if there's more users that are doing this across your account, that can multiply your bill dramatically. Tip number 4, third-party messaging. Everyone loves entering those competitions or giving to charity or even paying for their car parking via their phone. But are these work-related charges? It's important for users to know that when they opt in to monthly subscriptions like Apple Music or BT Sport, it's the company that pay for it from your phone bill. And tip number 5, analysing your invoice. Our pet peeve at Numa is companies who have been sold low-end tariffs but haven't been told about their extra charges each month, which are out of your allowance. For example, like the user we were talking about earlier on the 4 gig plan at £22. Last month, the user used 25 gig of data. That cost the customer over £600 in overspend charges. £22 a month might look great on your budget sheet, but I guarantee you the £600 next to it does not, especially as a SIM-only 20 gig plan could cost you £24 a month. Carefully analysing each user each month will save you money. It's not always about the big bills. You need to check the small ones. If you're a Numa customer, don't forget that we analyse your bills with a breakdown and suggestions of ways you can help save money every month. So those are our 5 top tips on how to avoid bill shock. Nobody expects you to have bill joy, but maybe more bill what I expected.